to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Welcome to Sad Dads Club Hand Job. I'm the
Hand job?
Yeah. Sad Dads Club podcast, episode 331.
I'm Jim, and I'm not willing to give out the hand jobs.
Right. Not today.
No.
It is in that vein that there's like almost an acceptance. I'm good. I'm good. It'll be fine. I talked with a lady who was displaced last year in one of these waves, and she goes, my husband told me last week that I was happier. that I was noticeably happier.
Yeah.
And I went, really?
Did she land on her feet with
She
a new
did.
job?
She ended up getting whatever her displacement package was, rode some of it, and then she now works at Red Hat.
Oh.
Yeah. And loves it. She's like, management wants you to succeed. It's fucking amazing. It's night and day.
It's amazing. Like, Wells Fargo is a company that has been around forever, right? The
Yes.
Old West. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Stagecoach.
Yeah, it is. It is part of America. It's Americana, really, as a bank.
Sure.
It's as Americana as you can get from a corporate standpoint.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how they operate. Like I just when you tell stories about stuff,
The size. Oh, yes.
just stuff in
Just
general,
normal stuff. Yes.
I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
It's just super cutthroat.
It's a lot of one of those things where like when the hero gets so big that it almost becomes the villain.
Right.
One of those kind of scenarios.
Yeah.
I
don't disagree with that.
Financial services is and will forever be a cornerstone of American capitalism. The further we get into computers and algorithms and formulas and artificial intelligence and being able to, and high speed upon high speed networking to be able to
microtransact
financial ups and downs, it starts to create a scenario in the financial markets that wasn't part of the original intent of buys and sells and human shares of what do you know and prospectuses about financial things. It becomes
and a gut feeling,
right?
Yeah.
An investor's face-to-face meeting about someone with a good idea to do a thing. It has now become a computer program to take advantage of scanning social media as well as data, as well as tax information, your books, all of that stuff, and then watching for something to burp, and you get the up and you get the down, and you take a fraction of a penny, but you're doing it with such a large fund behind you that you make tens of thousands of dollars with your millions of dollars in a move that took a fraction of a second that a human could not.
You can't blink fast enough.
You could not do that with your hands,
right?
But a computer did it for you, and now you're up $50,000.
Yeah,
it removes some of the.
It's automated money making,
right? And that Wall Street already.
It's printing your own money almost.
It's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Wall Street was always legal gambling.
Yeah.
Once I'd been
It's like the insurance industry.
in the financial services long enough, it was like Okay. I see what you're going. Now, to some respect, it's certainly I'm a small business. I'm looking for a way to get from A to B as far as growth, and I need investors, and you do the thing.
Would you as a small business go to Wells for that kind of service, or would you look elsewhere?
Oh,
It seems like not the kind of bank that I would want to be marching down to and being like, I've got this small business that I need some loans for so I can buy some equipment to like do the thing. I don't think that they would be the bank I would be heading down
See,
to.
that's a good question, a good point. Because I would correlate that to as far along as we are now in financial services, you would almost be shooting yourself in the foot to do something else. It's like you wouldn't go out with your good money. You wouldn't go and randomly buy a brand new EV vehicle from a company that you'd never heard of. You would probably go to one of the big ones that has backing, that has name renown, that has retention as far as like value and carryover. It would almost be a waste of your time to go to someone no name, because now financial services are so locked in and so juggernaut that if you're not doing JP Morgan, Chase, B of A, Wells Fargo, I'm drawing a blank as anyone that's left. Like, those are your big
There
boys.
was like all the banks did buyouts of all the smalls.
Right, there used to be smalls. Now, credit unions are still probably a good place to go, but you're still probably not going to go to Jim and Foo's Credit Union Emporium. You're going to go to Golden One. You're going to go to schools. You're going to go to, Umpqua.
Is Umpqua a credit union?
I think so.
I thought
you're still going to find something with name recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see normies going and buying Atom cars. You see Dodge, Chrysler, Ford, Chevy, GM, Hyundai, Kia. Like, there's a reason. I think financial services and banking in general has gotten to a point where, it's almost too hard to get away from, How many random internet browsers can you think of? Well, there's probably a dime a dozen, but exactly probably the top 3: Edge, Chrome, Safari, Opera.
That was 4.
Well, yeah, right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, do you know anyone in your house that uses Opera?
I used to use it a long time ago.
Did you like it?
For a time, I did.
Xander almost exclusively uses Opera.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Of no push to me, it's just something that he prefers. Gaming oriented. I don't know. I've never drilled down the why specifically. He just uses Opera for the most part.
Wow.
I have never really tinkered. Oh, Safari. Did I say Safari?
Yeah.
Chrome, Safari, Edge, Opera. Yeah.
Yeah. Firefox.
Oh, sure. Probably sad that I forgot Firefox and put Opera in there. 5.
Yeah.
Is Firefox?
I would say Firefox is.
I wonder what the
top.
rankings is.
Oh, it's probably like Edge, Chrome,
which
Firefox.
is funny because I remember at Chico State, Mozilla.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I used to be a fucking Firefox.
What was the one? The original one, Netscape Navigator.
Netscape. Oh, dude. Yeah, the ends.
It would just be like, while your page is loading.
A little horizon.
That was the shit back in the day.
Fuck, dude. I coded many pages for Netscape Navigator.
Yeah.
Dude, good for you. Yeah. That's hot.
That's hot. Yeah, that's banks are weird because we're like a Golden One credit union. We're a credit union customer.
Yeah.
So the way I look at my credit union is sort of like a small regional bank used to be. Like
right.
When we first moved to Sacramento, which was in the early 80s, there was the big one around the Sacramento area was Sacramento Savings. Do you remember them?
Yes.
They were everywhere. And they were a great bank. There was literally one across the street from where my parents' house was. So my mom would run to the bank all the time. And she knew all the people in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the services were free. Like, you had a bucket of change that you wanted to count, you just give it to the chick, and she would take it back there and shake it in and give you your money. There was no charge.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Sacramento Savings, and that was what Shanna's family used, was Sac Savings.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we got married, we used Sacramento Savings. And then it got bought by First Interstate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Washington Mutual. And then about that time we went, whoa, what the fuck? We're tired of this bank jumping shit.
Right.
Right. And whatever policy changes come along with the new bank, and like having to reorder your fucking checks. And every time a bank comes along, we were like, we're out. Plus it lost that homey small town company feel to a large conglomerate. And I think that was at the time we went to Golden One.
Was it?
Yeah. And Golden One is a larger credit union for this area, but it still has like the old Sac Savings feel to a certain extent.
And you've been Golden One pretty much since?
Yeah, forever.
Like, give me like a rough year.
Oh, gosh. It would have been probably in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, somewhere in there.
So
I don't know when all those bank mergers happened, but it was right after First Interstate got bought by WAMU.
I think I had a Wells Fargo bank account in the 90s. And then when I went to Charlotte for First Union, everything for my employment with them was a First Union bank account.
Sure.
Your
direct deposit goes right into our account.
Everything, my 401k, my IRA, mutual funds, a brand new checking and savings account was all First Union. And then,
which I couldn't imagine having it any other way working there.
Sure, right. Everything, it was built in. Everything was curated for just, it's right here. You're working for the same people who do all the stuff. So it was super convenient. And then obviously the Wachovia purchase. So then everything of mine rolled into a Wachovia ownership. When I came back here to California, obviously that was a problem because Wachovia wasn't on the West Coast yet.
Yeah.
But everything of mine, for the most part, was direct deposit or digital, or I had a check. We were still writing checks for stuff. So it was like, it wasn't necessarily a problem because I wasn't actually going to any ATM.
Yeah.
And I was already on a debit card digital type of transaction train. So having to go to an ATM and get cash out or that sort of convenience or deposit a check really wasn't a thing for me at that time. Venus had a local bank. She had many, so her shit was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't somewhere in the early 2000s. I cannot recall how it was early. I think as Venus and I were probably getting married, like engagement, we were like, well, we should really have a bank local to here so that I'm not paying a fee to do an ATM transaction thing. And we were like, well, Golden One. Let's just do Golden One. And I think we had an account, And then we were looking to do like the full suite. Like, okay, if we're going to be banking with you, let's do checking, savings, and a credit card that just all, in case we need to do something, it's all right here. Golden One was offering that full suite anyway.
Right.
And we went into a branch to apply for a credit card. And at this point in time, I had already been with the bank, which was First Union, then Wachovia, for at least 3+ years. And this 3+ years, if you've been listening to the show for any length of time, at 6+ years now, I was making contract money, which was ludicrous money. I had no bills or no loan, no outstanding debt.
Yeah.
Everything, I had paid off everything, student loans, cars, it was all paid off. I was making very good money. I was not a credit risk in any shape or form. We applied between the two of us for a credit card, and Golden One told us to pound sand.
Are you kidding?
I am not kidding.
Wow.
And I went,
why?
Really? I have no idea why. To this day, it is one of the few things that
You're like, what the fuck?
that still
Grates you.
pisses.
And now you're like, fuck you, Golden One.
Absolutely. 100%. I pull no punches there.
Yeah.
We went, really?
We're out.
Okay,
Where's
we're
the
done.
next bank?
And 100%. And then we went to Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
We before Wells Fargo had purchased Wachovia, we went, well, actually, for the purposes of the credit card, I think we applied for a Discover card or MasterCard.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recall which. And we pulled all of our money from Golden One because we were an established, I think, between the two of us as a joint account, we had money in a checking and savings account for Golden One. And I went, absolutely not. If they don't trust me with where I am in my financial stability, are you fucking shitting me? I am the least worrisome person you have to be concerned about, and you denied me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. We pulled all of our money out.
I can see that.
We moved to Wells Fargo, of which 2, 3, 4, one financial crisis later.
Nice.
I'm looking at you, Pyramid Store down here off of the Sacramento River.
Right.
Home store. Or subprime loans, Wachovia on the West Coast. I see you bitches. We ended up with Wells Fargo anyway.
Yeah.
So, man.
Bad taste in your mouth.
And my dad has
fucked up.
My dad has a Golden One account. I think Venus may have, or the kids might. I can't. But I absolutely refuse. No, you don't trust me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You get none of my business.
Yeah.
And all of that being said, I know that they're a respectable company. But they fuck me.
Yeah.
So they get none of my monies.
We have we got a personal loan there one time. And then we got a car loan from them at one point.
Yeah.
Which really pissed me off when the car dealership that we went to didn't use it and pushed it through their own financing, which really pissed me off.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, we haven't had any of those kinds of issues with them. We've always had pretty good luck with them. They are a little bit.
That's just it, right? I have no. As far as a financial services company, I don't think
they're terrible.
I don't think they're.
You just got the wrong end of.
Yeah, they told me no, and I told them absolutely.
No.
Okay, well then bye bye.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No.
Well then no.
See the money in my account? No for you.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah, and that's pretty much. So it was one of those. Well, you go where you put your wallet where your perspective is.
Yeah,
and that was 100% it. I still think, by and large, as far as security goes, they're one of the tops. I not enjoy. because my dad does bank with them, their two-factor system, their security system on like how many devices, like is this a trusted device? I appreciate that. It gives me warm fuzzies that my dad's accounts are protected.
Yeah.
Or at least they give a modicum amount of fucks to give. I feel safe knowing that their system is like overly retentive compared to a number of other credit unions or financial services. So as far as what they're doing, I have nothing but respect. I have no actual complaints.
Sure.
They fucked me.
There wasn't anything wrong until they didn't give me a credit card,
right.
And then I was out.
Right.
Yeah.
Of which I probably didn't really even need the credit card. It was just like, well, let's do the whole fucking thing. You're denied. Oh, well, fucking okay.
Now, I will say this. One time, I think when we were trying to go for the personal loan, the people in the booth next to us and the desk next to us were getting denied for some kind of loan.
Really?
Yeah. And
I
was
can
like,
appreciate that too, right?
Yeah.
As someone that has been with a financial services company that has dipped not just their toe, but their entire leg up to the hip in questionable customers for loan services, right?
It seems they do that from a customer/employee standpoint,
right? Or even from a fabricated salesperson perspective. I can appreciate the bar at which they set to keep their financial interests safe-ish, less risk. Sure. But again, I was not the guy that you would have to worry about to deny.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but I saw a TikTok that was a guy who was like, he made it sound like he was someone in the financial world of some type. And he basically said, right now is the time that if you are a bank user, if you have your money in a bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You should be moving that money into a credit union. And I went,
okay.
What does he know?
Right.
What does he know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt better because my money's in a credit union.
Sure. Yeah.
So I don't know what that means, or I think he's just talking about instability of the markets and stuff like that or something. I don't know.
Sure. Could be.
Maybe the way they're insured.
Could be. I mean, most of us don't really have much money anymore.
That's true.
It's all the rich people pushing the pennies around.
Yeah.
It's the...
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
And it's all set back in the late 1800s.
Right.
And cash is king in that game, right?
Oh, yeah.
There is no credit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of wild to see how we are so heavy into the cashless activity thing, right?
Yes.
Like if someone owes you money, they instantly say, oh, do you have a Venmo or do you have a Cash App or do you have this? Do you have that? No one whips out their wallet and goes, oh, here's $40 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I owe you $40. Here's $40 in cash. Because most of us nowadays would be like, well, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to take it to my bank?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to just shove it in my wallet and never see it again? Like, no one ever goes to their wallet and spends cash. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's funny you would mention like the leveraging stuff, because I was just, I think late last week, I have auto pay for a number of the bills.
Sure.
Between myself and Venus, we auto pay a number of stuff, because as you would do.
Because it's easy.
It's just easy.
Yeah.
Who writes checks anymore? I got a notice late last week from Verizon, like their SMS. If you're an actual, anyway, it was your bill is overdue. please pay by X amount. And first instinct is, a
fake.
Yeah, you got me. Fucking, I'm not clicking on your link, except it was like vzw.com, and I went,
oh, wait a second.
well, why would this be a thing? And I looked at it for a second, and I went,
because you're a deadbeat, man.
Oh, shit. And the bill was up higher than normal, and once I got past is this actually one of those fast lane pass fucking conveniently you pulled my area
can you
code?
go and buy some gift cards at Target?
I had just replaced Xander's phone. Right, yes. I needed to go buy $500 at Walmart gift cards. I just had to purchase Xander a new phone. His battery life had finally hit like the cycles.
Yeah.
And he was like, I get to school and my battery dies halfway through the day. Not that he was using his phone, but once it's not on a charger anymore, his battery was like,
it happens.
It's fine. He had hit cycles. It wasn't that something was wrong. I can't remember what phone he had. It may have been 11.
And given that the batteries in iPhones are so easy to replace.
Right, absolutely. So he had hit his cycles, and that was fine. So I think for Christmas, I got him a new phone. But in this instance, I was like, well, I'll just rope it into the monthly payment, and that's fine. So once I talked to Venus, I'm like, hey, I got a fucking... Do you hit like a hot trigger for the actual auto payment, or like what happened here? Because I got a notice about it needing to get paid, and it hadn't been paid yet. She's like, "Oh well, no. Normally it just does the auto thing."
Yeah.
And I went, "I think I'd seen this before. I can't remember what bill it was for, but if it goes above like a threshold, Wells or whoever the banking will go." This is above the $20 or $40 sway. I need you to authorize this just to make sure. This was certainly above a threshold, of which made sense. But when I went into, this is a long way to get to the thing. When I went into Verizon, I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to pay it. So I fucking paid it. But then I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I can't pay off his phone, but I'm pretty sure my Ultra that I bought 2 years ago, I'm like, I think I've got like 1 or 2 payments built into like the monthly bill left. I should just pay that off and just be done with it. I got super irritated because I could not find, well, how do I just fucking pay
the thing off?
I just want to pay it off. Yeah. And then I walked back out of the Verizon site, # not a sponsor, but could be. Anyway,
we both use it.
Yeah. If you want it, anyway. Free shit? I then said a thing to Venus. I'm like, oh, I paid the bill. But man, I went in to look at the stuff, and I'm like, I couldn't fucking find it. I'm like, I was super irritated.
They probably make it hard for you to do that.
Right.
Because otherwise...
Until my wife went, well, if you just go to your bill, and then you click on a couple things, I'm like, well, let's come back to the office, and let's just look at it.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, now go here. And it's like, and it was
buried
where
somewhere.
I was getting at it from paying off the bill 2 days prior. It was completely unobtainium. I could not find this prompt. But when looking at it straight from a fresh login, pay bill, pull down menu, payoff device payoff plan or device payoff, you click on that, and I went, oh, perfect. And that's when the donkey punch hit me. And that was, not only did I not have 1 or 2 payments left, I had almost $300 left in an Apple Ultra watch that was 2 years old.
Wow.
Had been baked into my monthly payments this far off. I still had that much time. But
isn't it only a 2-year payoff?
I don't know.
I thought typically that
there was $300, and I bought this before Mike and Angie's wedding. I took this to Fiji.
Aren't they like $600 or something?
The Ultras with the titanium, I think we're up near 800.
Okay. So you've only paid off
Your son
$500
would know too, but yes, right. So it was.
That's crazy.
I went, oh fuck. Well, that's a shocker. The bigger shocker was that my dad's phone was on there with like $140 left to pay, and I'm like, I don't even remember when I bought my dad's phone. That's how fucking far back it was, and I know I bought that before I bought this fucking watch.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't earn interest on that, do they? Because
I meant to look that up before I started tonight's show, because I was going to be like, how is Verizon making money on this this type of mechanism? Because clearly it has to be a money-making endeavor to
some degree.
Yeah. And it was like I had no intent. Xander's phone was I think Xander's phone still had $700 left on. Obviously, I just bought that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
He didn't get something fancy. He got like base model 128 megs. He doesn't keep anything on his phone, so he's not a music guy like you and I are.
Yeah.
He pretty much streams everything, so he didn't need a huge size thing. But I think the bottom tier is 128 gig storage anyway.
Yeah.
So his phone still had. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'll let that ride for a bit. But I was absolutely donkey as someone
for a watch,
right? For that much left on my watch,
yeah,
and that much left on my dad's phone that I could not immediately recall how old it was. Like
it didn't say when it was purchased.
I didn't even. No,
oh.
I saw.
You just saw numbers.
I saw red immediately and was so fucking irritated.
What the fuck?
That I still had money. I still had a
balance
on my dad's phone that I had.
I remember when you bought that for him, and that was a couple years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was seeing fucking blood red and murder on my
blood red and red numbers,
dude. I'm like, so I paid off my watch. I paid off my dad's phone, and I was like, I can see.
And then you went,
right. And now my watch has been acting funky.
That's how they get you.
You're right. Like, you sure you don't want to watch the new? You have the Series 1.
Yeah.
They're better now. Yeah. It's been 2 fucking
years. We see you paid that off.
Right.
You want to start paying for another one?
Yeah, you want to get on the train. You own it now. You could trade it in and get $25.
Is that all they're giving?
I have no fucking clue.
It's probably a couple.
So they fucking, what did I turned in Xander's phone. It may have been 11. And they're like, up to $200 credit for your new. And they've like, after the whole transaction of sending it back, they're like, we overestimated the value of the iPhone 11 that you turned in. Here's $68 for your. And I'm like, fuck you guys. Next time I'm keeping it. Fuck you guys. I'll just
$68.
I'm like, no. And it's $68 spread over the span of a 2-year plan. I'm like, fucking, are you serious?
That's like
dude?
39 cents.
Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off.
They say you can trade any phone in any.
Yeah, and they'll string that shit out for 5 fucking years in a payment plan. Like, here's $4.95 for your cellular.
See, I kind of wonder
broadband plan.
If they're just like, we'll just get as much amount of money every month as possible, and not worry about like interest charges. Because I don't think they charge interest on phone purchases.
I don't know. I meant to look it up because I was like, I'm curious to where the monetary advancement is for the cellular. Like if they're being subsidized by the manufacturer, that sure, that could make sense to me. And then they're not really incurring any debt themselves because they're being subsidized by the manufacturer. So the debt you owe them is kind of almost irrelevant because they were actually already paid. You're paying
Verizon says Verizon's monthly installment payment program lets you pay for mobile devices over a specified time with 0% APR and no finance charges or customer agreements.
Sure. Okay.
So they are literally just spreading the amount of payment out over however much time.
Right. I think it's part of probably the hook of just retaining like the same service plan over and over. Like if you think about it, like it becomes then hard to leave a plan.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that's part of the thing. Like you see, like T-Mobile will pay for your phone.
Right.
If you're on a switch,
you want to leave.
Yeah. Which
right.
I think is bizarre.
But then you stay like if your perspective like data is, you just are always rolling. You're a never-ending. You okay?
Yeah. More or less.
You're rolling a never-ending paid-off cell phone.
Yeah.
Like, which is fine. But then if you ever wanted to change carriers, I guess, then that might be problematic. You would then have to go to a carrier that was like, we'll pay off your phone balance. You're like, sure, okay, cool. Because otherwise...
Because the thing of it is you'd just be bringing that
phone.
Yeah, that phone over to their network and...
Right.
Getting a new eSIM from them. Anyway.
Right. So immediately I was just like, but I'm not the guy that needs to carry over. Like if I would have known, and some of that stuff, that's probably where like the predation happens. It's like, I'm not the guy that even has to be concerned about that value. Like, I only did just add it to your account out of convenience. Like probably at the time of the Fiji trip, it would have been near a bonus where I could have just bought the watch outright. But it was like, oh, sure, just fucking add it to the plan and I'll pay it off.
I mean, I'm really surprised at how much you still owe on the watch. I'm looking at, I don't know what their like terms are. As far as like how long. But for an $800 watch,
yeah,
it's $33 a month for 2 years.
I had like $300 left. And I bought this watch before Fiji. Maybe it was.
I mean,
is that an Ultra?
I'm just saying $800 divided by
Ultra with a cellular plan?
No, I have no idea.
Oh.
36. I'm just doing like the hard.
Oh.
That's $22 a month.
I'm not going to look
for a 3-year term.
What's an
with there's no interest, right?
No.
I don't know how much they cost. I'm just putting in $800.
Oh.
As a figure. You said it was 6, 7, 8.
I mean, I'm guessing. I don't remember how much.
But I'm just putting in the calculator, $800 divided by 36. That's 3 years
Send
of
a text to your dad, Datas, when you get to this part as to how much a Microsoft, an Apple Watch Ultra titanium with a cellular service is.
Apple Watch
Ultra. So,
Ultra.
Yeah. How much?
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know, man.
I don't fucking know.
All right, let's look it up.
I'm
curious now.
I just wanted to shiny shit.
I do like the Ultra watches. I just feel
I have zero complaints.
I feel like I would scratch the shit out of it.
It's titanium. Although I have this plastic case that I fucking treat like shit.
I mean, the glass isn't titanium.
The glass is like super monkey.
I'm just gonna $800, $799.
Yeah, I had like 300 and change left.
Or I mean, if you're getting the titanium Milanese loop, it's $900.
Oh.
I mean, they get...
Is that a band?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the titanium.
I have like Beatnik, Amazon, $14.95.
I have this Amazon action that was like $20. So, yeah, $800. I'm just saying, like...
Yeah. I was surprised. I went, no, this should be paid off.
If you've been... I don't understand how... Even if you were at a 3-year term at $22 a month, if you've had it for I guess you're 2/3 of the way paying for it.
$355.52 was the balance I paid off. My dad's had.
So you bought it 2 years ago and have 1 year to go,
and had 300. Yes.
So it's a 3-year purchase
have
term.
been.
That's crazy.
And then my dad's phone had $175.82 left to pay on it.
Okay. Wow, that's. I don't understand.
And my dad's phone is probably coming up for I'm just about at the end of my fucking cycles, which is super convenient. Hashtag thanks Verizon.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, it seems like, the mobile phone market was built around a 2-year cycle.
Yeah.
But phones are so expensive now that people aren't buying new phones after 2 years. They're waiting maybe a 3rd year or sometimes even a 4th year if they can. And they're only replacing it if it gets broken or if the battery depletes to the point to where it's unusable.
We're on 16, right? Currently,
yes.
The current iPhone is. So I'm doing all. It's bonus season again. I was going into last week. I was like, you know what? Now I'm the oldest phone in the fucking house again. I was like, Daddy would get it fucking. Now I'm like, no, never mind. No, I'm fine. My phone works. It's fine.
That's how I am.
I don't get to travel much because I'm a homebody. And I don't, anyway, fucking, at least for now, I'm fine. Never mind. I don't need it.
I was, when I was younger, man, I pined hard for new stuff.
Oh, yeah, dude, hard.
Oh, my gosh. It was the new thing is out and I want all that feature thing.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is.
Straight up.
And that started early when the iPhone came out, of course. I didn't get one for a long time. But I always wanted the new one and the new one. And as I get older, I'm just like, I don't care. This phone does more than I'm asking of it. It does way more than I'm asking of it at any point.
Right. Yes.
So it's like I could not buy a Pro phone, but that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to buy the Pro phone.
I have a collection of HTC Android phones still in a cabinet.
Yeah.
For just because nerd shit, I can't let those go.
Yeah.
But I used to ask my wife. I used to roll into the next hot Android thing every fucking year.
Yeah.
Because fucking cool. It's cool shit. It's tech.
Yeah.
It did one new thing maybe.
Yeah.
Then the last one did, and it's smoother or it's a slightly bigger screen. Fucking the amount of Blackberries I rolled into thinking next hotness. Then HTCs. And then if the first couple iPhones, I did the first couple, well, not because I had skipped a couple generations of iPhones. But once I got into iPhones, it was next one. Yeah, next one. Oh, man, God, this is so hot and new, shiny, and fucking. And it was somewhere about probably the 11 where I went,
I don't need a new one.
No, I'm an old man, Dad, and the kids need a phone, so I'll just hold on to mine.
Yeah.
Another year. Oh, shit. The other kid's old enough, they need a phone. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just hold on to it one more. Okay, my battery cycles are finally taking a shit. Finally, I'll get a new phone.
See, that's where I start to get frustrated is if my battery is tanking, where I charge it at night and I get up in the morning and pull it off the charger. Yeah. And then somewhere along the middle of the day, I have to plug it in or charge it again. That's fucking bullshit.
Oh, yeah. That's a done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when I know I need a new phone, and that's what happened on the last one.
Mm.
And now I have a 15. So it's like, the 16, I was like, whatever. Okay, it's got that button on the side. Okay. It's cool, but I don't need it.
I think Venus and Xander both now have the USB-C new 16s.
Okay.
Piper, I think, has a 15 that still has Lightning with me. And
I mean, mine's a 15.
I have a 13.
And it has USB.
Does it?
USB-C, yeah.
Does it? The 15s had the C.
Yeah.
So Venus got...
So you must have the 14.
Venus may have the first Gen C, and Xander has a 16.
Yeah.
That might be right.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Even Chandler's slowing down a little bit on his.
Is it?
upgrade.
Was he probably? Oh, he's slowing down on his upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, they say
on his phone upgrades.
Battery cycles.
No, not on.
Well, now he's a married man, so now he has to start thinking about that shit.
No, now he just buys tire wheels for his truck.
Yeah,
that don't fit.
He's looking at. He's like slow jerking to side by sides. I saw that fucking test drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
side by sides.
He's gonna get himself one of them.
They're pretty cool. I wouldn't mind.
Seriously?
Yeah, he can buy one. I'll just use it.
Right. I need to borrow the truck and the trailer and the side by side.
Yeah, I'll drop off the Cadillac.
I'm checking Mom and Max.
Yep, we're going somewhere.
Up to the pass for
Don't
the
even
weekend.
try and track my location.
Yeah, no.
I have blocked you.
What? No GPS.
That
elevation altimeter trackers either.
We had a blast in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. But I would love to be able to do that in the middle of the summer. Go up the mountains.
Forest Hill.
Man.
You need to go up Forest Hill.
Yeah.
Sugar Pine. Oh, yeah. Fire access roads and just go. Fucking Donna. Talk to Donna. Donna will have all the trails that you could do. Fire access roads that are. Oh, yeah, baby. That's the hot shit.
Yeah. So. Didn't you have something?
I did.
That you wanted to visit?
I have lots of stuff, but we're actually close to time.
Oh.
So wait. What I will do is I will say, so I got in-ceiling speakers done.
Yeah. They look good.
The star of the show here was laser levels.
Yes.
Laser leveling and like frog tape, painter's tape.
Yes.
In measuring and leaving marks not on your walls but on the tape. Is like what ferrules have become in when I did the RS's car audio. Like instead of having, you twist your speaker wire end and you shove that and then you turn the Allen screw down and like pinch it in your amp or your speaker or whatever.
Yeah. Putting
ferrules, like a crimped end, clean end on your speaker wire and then putting that into your amp connection or whatever.
Yeah.
Carpenter's tape and laser leveling distances from wall to the TV and centering all the things and then being able to remove your marks so that way everything is level and not having to be like, well, I've got a 4-foot level and I'm stretching it from like a 6-foot distance.
Yeah.
Like, is it actually still level? Like, am I off any?
Right.
Setting up a tripod and displaying a fucking cube and lining everything up dead nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the hotness. All of those speakers are like tits aligned. It is so hot.
So much hotness.
It's so much hotness. I did wonder after like my 6th trip into the attic and then like spelunking my way over the fucking rafters.
Yeah.
How many years I've got left in that bucket? Because
that's no fun.
It was not hot summer, so I managed to make it work.
Yeah.
I've been super impressed with the speakers and finally having surround sound after decades of not having it, because trying to have a stand of speakers behind you.
Yeah.
So we put on fucking lossless Apple Audio, and I put on fucking Top Gun and Maverick and fucking I'll listen to all kinds of stuff finally in surround. It was amazeballs.
Now, one of the things that Chandler and I were talking about the other day, because we were just having a conversation about surround amps, and, I don't buy super expensive stuff, and I would say that my surround amp is probably very mid.
Mm-hmm. Your receiver.
My receiver. But it does what I need it to do, and one of the features I really like about it...
I have to piss, Jim. Hold it.
Oh, my God. Well, this break brought to you by Kohler. Not a sponsor, actually. But I really like the ability of using the network to control it from my phone where I have a problem sometimes. I have this issue. If all of my stuff is off, TV, the amp, and say I want to play PlayStation 5, I hit the power, and sometimes the amp comes on, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't do this with the Apple TV. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it comes on, switches to the PlayStation, and then switches to input that we don't even utilize, and then I have to manually change the amp back to get my video. But that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for an app.
I agree. 100%.
No, what I was saying was I really like how my amp is connected to the network.
Okay.
And sometimes if I, like, say if everything's turned off, I power on my PlayStation, I just want to play PlayStation.
Yes.
I don't need the amp to be on because it'll play through to the TV through the amp. It'll pass through.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using headphones, which are connected to the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
But the amp will click on.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come on the PlayStation input like it should.
Right.
But then switch out to TV audio, which I don't even have anything on there for no reason whatsoever.
Oh.
And then stay there, even though and now I don't get any video because the box is switching the video and the audio.
It's interesting that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So we also updated our TV to a 4K TV.
Yeah.
Middle of the road, nothing fancy. I think it was on sale $1,200, but it's 4K.
Yeah.
So we went up from 1080p to 4K after
that's a big step.
6, 7 something years.
Yeah.
When we put that up on the wall, of which was also mounted on a thing
with a laser,
with a fucking laser, both of us went, wow.
Yeah.
It's a Sony. It's a Sony TV.
I love their TVs.
My receiver is Sony. We have an Apple TV running into the Sony receiver, and we have a PS5 also running into the Sony receiver.
Yeah.
When I turn on the Apple TV, which has the HDMI signal turn on, so when I power on the Apple TV, it does turn on the receiver, and the TV will auto toggle itself to turning on external speakers from the receiver. It turns off its own speakers.
Right.
It does the same thing. If I were to just turn on the TV by itself, I get audio from the TV.
Okay.
But if I do any of the other inputs that all run through the receiver first, the TV pops me up a little UI pop-up that says switching to external speakers from TV. And nothing, since 99.99% of the stuff that I do anyway is not just the TV, it smartly auto does that.
Yeah.
When I went to test all the cable TV, the Apple TV, and then the Sony, the PS5, turned on the controller, turned it on, and it bing bing routed to the game input automatically, then turned the TV on automatically, setting audio output to the external speakers. It was like, wow, it all just fucking works.
Well,
it was. I'm like, cool.
It's been working, and then all of a sudden, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, it started doing this thing where it just clicks on. It says PS5. It's all happy, and then it switches over to TV audio for no reason whatsoever.
Huh?
And then sometimes it'll just stay there, and sometimes it'll switch back to PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because I don't need it for audio, but I need it for the video. If you're not going to turn on, that's fine because I get pass-through video to the TV.
Sure.
And I'm using headphones. But if you're going to turn on, by God, switch to the PlayStation input. So the video at a minimum will come through because I don't care about the audio. It never, ever, ever has done that with the Apple TV.
I wonder.
Only with the PlayStation.
Was there an update maybe?
I don't know. If anything, on the PlayStation. Because I think I have to manually do updates on the Denon.
Yeah.
And then the TV the TV comes on every time, so the TV's not even a factor. You know, it's between the amp and the PlayStation somehow. But it's been frustrating me. So sometimes I'll turn it on and the amp will stay off. I'm like, stay off. I don't care. As long as I get video.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Stay off. And then at some point the amp will go, oh, there's signal there. And it'll click on, it'll say PlayStation. And sometimes it'll stay there, but then it'll go through this thing where it'll go, nope, TV audio. It'll switch to a different input. The TV goes away now because it's on a different video input, which doesn't exist. And then it will stay there, or sometimes it'll switch back to PlayStation. So you're like, do I need to? But curious. Luckily, I can just grab my phone and open the Denon app and actually switch the input on.
Right.
And that works, but it's still fucking irritating. You know? And it's been working fine since I got it. And then all of a sudden now, in the last 3 weeks, it just started doing this thing. It's really irritating. So, and I haven't changed anything, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know why the Denon's doing something dumb. I'm going to have to fucking email them or something.
The other thing I did was Piper went to a Chinese New Year parade thing that Cal Poly was doing in San Francisco, which Nick is a part of. So she went down to San Francisco. She didn't want to take the Miata, so she took because it's an Escape, we're calling it Dory.
Okay.
Escape.
Okay.
Right, so we call it Dory.
Okay.
But it's a 2015, so it doesn't really have a
infotainment
screen. Right. And it's like an all-in-wonder, ugly conglomerate that we've bitched ad nauseum about. So it has the way that also like the focus, the climate control system, and vents are just sloped in a super inconvenient way that doesn't make it really adaptable to most car phone holder. Like vent holders and the cup holder scenario is it's inconvenient to look at if you want maps of any, navigation of any sort.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying a $200 Boss deck from Crutchfield. And I paid more than that for a Metra kit to convert the ugly ass thing to take in a double din radio thing. All the parts fit exactly as they should.
Wow.
I got the.
And it looks good.
I got the install completely done. It looks good. The funny part about it's like a running trope of the last couple of years where I'm the person in the house with the slowest PC, and I'm the person in the house with the oldest phone. The deck, the audio deck in Dory now has wireless CarPlay. So now my system in the RS, the system that ruins all other systems for me because they are not even close audiophile wise, does not have wireless car audio. But
you can change that.
But Dory has it. Right. And I went, before we started recording the show, I'm like, well, my thing is usually I would walk and I ran out of time, but if I don't walk, I drive over to Rayleigh's and I get my lottery ticket and usually drink or a snack.
Yeah.
So I took the opportunity to be like, well, I'm just going to pilot test the wireless CarPlay thing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I got into Dory. I just put my phone in the cup holder. I didn't touch it. Turned on the car, which is funny because it's still a goddamn key. So all of the I would like to unlock you or push to start you. And you've got to get out the fucking, what's a key?
Oh, yeah.
The radio turns on, it power cycles. I get 50 feet down the road, and CarPlay just kicks on, and I went, oh, that's hot.
This is what Jim was talking about.
This is the shit. So then I get to the store, I get my snack, I get the lottery ticket. I come back out of the car. I then go to touch the handle to unlock the fucking escape, and obviously that doesn't work.
No.
So then I have to, what is this mechanical unlock button? I have to get in the car. I put the key in the ignition. I start backing out. I start pulling forward. Apple CarPlay just kicks on because my phone is still in my pocket. And I went, oh, well, this is sexy.
Exactly.
I didn't have to plug anything. Fuck! Man.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
It wasn't janky in any way.
No.
Apple CarPlay, just the maps and the interface of what I'm 100% used to in the RS, once I plug it in, was right there, ready to go. It was auto-playing Apple Music shit with the Apple Maps. It was right there. And I went, motherfucker.
Dude, it's a game changer.
The screen is super nice.
Okay,
The utility is super nice.
I'm going to tell you because I'm going to tell you were skeptical. Okay.
Yes.
You can get one for your car.
Mm-hmm.
It just plugs into the USB-A port.
Okay.
That you would normally plug your phone into.
Okay.
It's just a little guy about yay big.
Mm-hmm. Chromecast dongle size.
Yeah, it's small. Let's see here.
That's what she said.
This one. See, I had purchased a couple of these to use. From what was the Amazon
Vine.
Amazon Vine. I'm trying to find the one that I got.
Yeah, don't send me some piece of shit.
They're all pretty much the same.
Oh shit.
But this one is called like the Kaming Kaming CarPlay wireless adapter.
Okay.
For instance, this one I got on June 20th of 23. And it's like, I think they're all kind of the same now.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It's, how much is this guy? Does it have a show? Oh, it says it's out of stock. So these are,
Son of a bitch.
I've had these obviously for a while. Mine I've had for several years and I really like it. The original one I had was called CarLink It.
Okay.
It was okay, but I think the software was very early. I think they've worked a lot of that stuff out since then. This one was May 25th of 23. This one is currently unavailable. They're on
I'm
Amazon.
sure it's probably, yeah.
I want to say they're like $60.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, you send it back.
It's ridiculously convenient.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I have no complaints about, like, everything has just worked so far.
Yeah.
I've been super impressed. It was really I told my dad it was while his Fusion isn't 100% like for like the same interface as the Escape is.
Yeah.
The problem is the same. It's a built-in all-in-wonder thing that will take a reasonable size Metra adapter plate to make work with a DIN or double DIN radio size.
Yeah.
But this just worked. It doesn't look like trash.
Yeah.
And while I wouldn't necessarily buy a Boss deck for the RS, the Crutchfield reviews are all very satisfactory. It does exactly what I wanted it to do, and it didn't break the bank as far as a price point. And it had all the features that I needed. Ultimately, it needs to be able to display maps and navigation safely so that the kids aren't staring at their fucking phones in their hand.
Or have to worry about a fucking phone mount.
Right, or have to worry about a phone mount.
Yeah.
And while it's definitely convenient for Piper in Dory, it is a priority for me to get this dialed in for my dad.
Yeah.
Because I asked him the other day, because Venus was like, well, how is your dad actually doing it now when, like, he goes to umpire baseball games that are out in El Dorado Hills or something? And it was one of those, like, I'm pretty sure he knows.
I'm not sure, but
because he used to have a Garmin. He used to use a Garmin,
Right.
like on a suction cup mount kind of thing. And then I was like, Dad, you can't keep the maps went out of date or something, and the battery cycles and that thing was. I'm like, this is terrible.
and they went out of business, so they weren't updating anymore.
But then I stopped asking like how he was getting to some of the places, and it was last weekend. I went, Dad, so tell me, how do you navigate? He's like, well, I
want the truth, damn it.
Yeah, I pull it up on my phone, and then I just set it in the cup holder. And I went, so you have to look at your phone in the cup holder? And he went, well, yeah, every once in a while. And I went, okay, so here's what I need. Here's what we need to do. I said, well, obviously we fixed your speakers. Oh my God, they sound amazing now. My fucking Dad, they're like $88, Jensen specials.
Right.
He's like, they're amazing. I'm like, okay, well, so if you're still doing this, I need you to have, he's a generation. He's going to ride that fucking car out until it breaks.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah.
I need to get you a screen that's visible to you, and you're no longer using your phone on a smaller screen. And now the Android Auto and the CarPlay are all things that can utilize your phone so that it's not a completely net new device. You're just going to rope your phone into this thing. It's going to display it, and it's done. It's fucking game over. Like, I'm going to put something in Dory as a test. I'm going to have you sit in Dory. You tell me if the screen is too small or it's too big or you don't like what it does or the buttons are too small or something. And then we'll work from there. But I'm like, you need to have something that does this built in that's not your phone in the fucking cup holder.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I got it. Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
And I'm like, okay. But,
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So that's $70, and it has a $20 off coupon right now.
I got that one, too. 2 for 2.
Look
baby.
at you.
Yeah. That's gross.
And, try it. And if it doesn't work, just fucking send it back. Who cares?
Yeah, right.
Return it.
It has been I mean, I've only used it a couple times.
You don't have to do anything special.
I came out of the store completely absent-minded because I took the phone with me, put it in my pocket. I got into the car,
without thinking about it.
Without thinking, and I started pulling out, and fucking CarPlay was working, and I went, that's convenient.
Yeah. Wireless CarPlay is the shit.
It was nice.
I would love to replace both of the girls' stereos with real wireless CarPlay decks. Melly's deck was in the Civic. That's how old that
yeah, okay.
So that's how old that guy is. I was using that thing on my commute back in the day. So and it's not like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It works fine. But it's showing its age.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Shan
has a decent Pioneer one that actually has a disc player in it.
Oh.
It might even have a changer built into it. I'm not sure.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. I specifically got her one because she
has CDs still.
Well, it was portrayed to me that she needed disc capabilities.
Yeah.
And does she ever use it? No, she uses Spotify.
Yeah, this deck doesn't have it. And I think Piper or Venus made a joke like, where do I put the CDs? And I went, absolutely not.
Yeah, my car doesn't even have a CD player in it.
I'm not putting fucking CD decks in anything anymore. You guys have all of this shit on your phone anyway.
Yeah.
It probably sounds better anyway, maybe, perhaps. I don't fucking know. But I'm not, no CD. It's going to cost you more to find a deck with at least Android Auto and Apple Wireless CarPlay with a CD player.
Yeah, with all the mechanics in it.
Right? Because now they're making the decks 4 inches deep.
They're tiny.
If you don't have to worry about a drive.
Or you get a double din and it's like part of it's fat and the rest of it's small.
It'll fall out or pull out. If you're not having to worry about a drive spinning a CD, the decks are way smaller, which affords you more space to either amp power or all of the nuanced fucking DSP shit that you may need to make it work with your steering wheel controls.
Yeah.
Which I didn't do for Dory because I was like, just fucking press the button. You're young and adept. But I may have to worry about for my dad, but I don't know if his Fusion has steering wheel controls anyway.
I bought some box for Millie's car that does the transition.
I'm not fucking... Push the button. If you want volume, push the fucking button.
Yeah.
If it's the difference of $100 or not, you're just gonna press a button.
I don't remember how Shanna's. Did she use the same box? I don't know. There's some little translator box that got hooked up somehow that converts it to control for the radio. Somehow.
Was it?
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
Anyway, on that, we're good.
Time? Okay.
Yeah, you should return the cart.
Should wash your ass.
Wash your hands.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote, please, for fuck's sake.
Register to vote. Not just register to vote, but fucking vote.
And vote.
There is a lot of fucking crazy shit going on right now.
How much is your milk?
How much are your eggs? How much is your gas, for fuck's sake? Anywho.
Pick up a broom.
Do the kindness.
We'll catch you next week.
We love you.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Later.
Bye.